Hello, internets. Jesus loves you. My name's Cody, and this is the Christian News Show we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays with geeksundergrace.com. And before we get into the news, I do want to just give a few thoughts on the terror that has happened in Paris. We've talked more about this in the Geeks Under Grace podcast. It's coming out tomorrow, but people seem to be on one extreme or the other. You have one side that's saying violence isn't the answer. We need to pray for ISIS. And then we have others who say that we should just nuke the Middle East. I've said this just about everywhere else, but as a Christian, you should not want to kill people. That should not be a mindset that you have. But on the other hand, you can't just be like, you know what, I'm going to pray for you while you're being slaughtered and they commit genocide. I mean, what kind of love would that even be? I mean, obviously, we should be protecting those who need protecting. And going on from that, this is kind of connected, but not really, not nearly as big of a story, just kind of cool. After the attacks in Paris, Justin Bieber led thousands in prayer over the entire situation. And I'm gonna be honest right now, this guy is not the best Christian out there, but he is taking some huge strides. I'm very excited to see where he goes. This guy has so much influence, and on an incredibly selfish level, it's just really exciting to think that he prayed with thousands of people who look up to him and go, if he's praying, maybe I should too. Next up, going on from that, I want to talk about a little bit of movie news. There's this movie called Silence coming out, and it has Liam Neeson in it, so I'm sold already. But it's a movie about these three priests. Adam Driver and Andrew Garfield are also in it. And they go to Japan in like 17th century, and they undergo incredible persecution there. It's a historical novel. It looks really good. And I'm reading a little bit about it. It seems that it's not black and white, good and bad. It kind of shows the struggles of faith. It doesn't necessarily say that you should have that faith or you shouldn't. It just puts it out there the way it is, lets you kind of decide for yourself, and I love that kind of thing. You know, not let it be propaganda one way or another, but actually move you because of who you are. I think that's cool. And I'm not seeing a release date as of right now, but they are putting out pictures. It is actually happening, unlike The Persecuted I think I talked about right way back when I started this show. There's a movie called Persecuted that was supposed to come out. It looked really cool. It's supposed to be a suspense. Didn't happen. I was sad. And we're talking about Japan. First of all, thank God that the earthquake that happened the same night as the Paris attacks didn't actually have any casualties at all. But today we're talking about a location in Japan called Budokan, which apparently is not a fight move in Street Fighter. So Budokan is basically Madison Square Garden of Japan. Like Bob Dylan or the Beatles have played there. But this weekend, be sure to be praying for the location because Billy Graham Evangelical Association is going to be there. And they're talking about 10,000 seats being available. That is a lot of people to hear the gospel. I don't know if you guys know this, but 1% of Japan considers themselves Christian. And so this is legitimately a big deal. If you keep doing things like this, maybe I'll finally get to hear some Christian J-pop. But from that, we go to our final story of the day, which is going to be about Indonesia and their religious harmony law. I guess it's a law that was put in place in 2006, but since then it has removed 1,000 churches from the country. So basically, say you want to build a church in Indonesia, you need to have 60 signatures from Christians. But you're a church, I mean, it's probably not going to be that hard. The difficult part is before you build this church, you also need 90 signatures from people of other faiths. So basically, you need to walk into a mosque and be like, hey, I want to build a church next door. Is that cool? And obviously, there is religious tension there, but I want to go into like a business mindset here. If I was McDonald's, and Burger King wanted to build a building right next to me, but needed my permission to do so, probably going to say no, because you want them to go to McDonald's. And a terrible reality about this is with this law in place, about 80% of churches in Indonesia do not have the proper permits. And so I'm trying to think of kind of an overall point to all of this, and I think that point is that the world needs prayer. All of it. So please be praying for the entire world, not just one country, not just one city, the entire world. And there is no question of the day for today. Just comment whatever you guys feel like commenting, I guess. Also, make sure you check out geeksundergrace.com for more geeky content. My name is Cody. I bring you Christian news in a not so boring kind of way every Tuesday and Thursday. In closing, let the haters hate, let the Christians pray, and to everybody like, subscribe. I will see you later, and God bless.